What's going on? What's going on, Danny? What's going on, the Facts Guy? How do you think Billy can win? To be honest, I don't know whether the fight's happening at the minute. Is the fight even happening? Yes, I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. Hope everything's good in the hood. Let me just sort this out and then we'll get going. So, guys, apparently, I've got a few guests coming on later, but I thought I'd come on. Apparently, Saunders Canelo fight, it could be off. I've seen. Let me just read some of your comments. Let's go through this. Hey, Facts Guy, I hope you're well. Danny Vinlay, I hope you're well. The Facts Guy, how do you think Billy can win? We'll talk about that in a bit. Cole Cron, hey, I hope you're well. Brennan Jackson, I hope you salute. Yes, Naima, I hope you're well. Hi, Imran, how are you? The fast going. It's getting a bit hard at the minute because it's getting tough. It's getting tough, but I'm surviving. Richard Brown says, hi, Imran. BJS dad says fight's off. That's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, apparently the fight's off. I don't know what's going on. It's bizarre. I think it's ridiculous, to be honest with you. I hope it's not off, but let's see what plays out. I think it's a bit of mind games. I think it's a bit of tactics. I just can't see him pulling out of this fight because of a ring. Now, I don't know. They are quite stubborn and we've seen with Fury that they want their way. So I don't know. Hopefully they don't pull out, but let's see what happens. Okay. It says here, Danny says BJS wants to pull out. Well, it's looking like that. The minute fight off. The fight is definitely happening. Just selling the fight, possibly. El Baz says the fight is off because Canelo is a bum and wants his own way. I won't go that far. John Laz HD, the fight is off. The Facts Guy, do you believe that Eddie Hearn is playing it fair? He's in a bit of a tricky situation, right? Because initially we got told that there was a British judge in the contract, but then Eddie Hearn came out and said there was no British judge in the contract. So I don't know who's telling the truth right now. It's like their word against theirs. Who's saying the truth right now? Is the 24-foot ring in the contract? If it is, then Billy Joe's got a right to be not happy. If the 24-foot ring is not in the contract, then you can. I know the standard ring size is from 16 to 20. So Canelo can pick what he wants. To be honest, it all depends what's in the contract. I don't know what's in the contract. Canelo Alvarez is a protected fighter. He's a sore loser. So Canelo Alvarez is a fair protected fighter. He's a sore. Okay, I won't go saying that. He's earned that right, hasn't he, to get to that level? Then again, these travelers are stubborn. Yeah, we don't know. Let's see. Bradley Doherty, Duck. Rome says, Duck, he's better not mention Canelo's name again. You know what? If Billy Joe does not fight, all I'm going to say is this, that a lot of the British public will be against him. He'll have his hardcore fans that will be backing him no matter what. But there'll be a lot of people that would turn off Billy Joe Saunders if he doesn't go ahead with this fight. Guys, everyone in the live stream, smash the like button. I'd appreciate if you smash the like button, everybody in the live stream. But yeah, let's see what Billy Joe does, man. Let's see what Billy Joe does. What you having after a story? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Canelo Alvarez is a protected fighter. So Murillo says Billy Joe Saunders is a coward. Everyone's got. El Baz says Bruce Lee said the art of fighting is the art of moving. The art of moving is the art of not getting hit. Styles make fights. Billy is all wrong for Canelo. Fair enough. You're entitled to your opinion. Naima Sham, hope this fight happens. I really want to see it. Yeah, I want to see it as well. I'm really looking forward to it. If it doesn't happen, I'd be left really upset, to be honest with you. If it doesn't go ahead and doesn't happen, it'd be kind of like a kick in the stomach, really. It would be a kick in the teeth if it doesn't happen. Hopefully it does happen. I personally think it will, if I'm honest. Callum Blazaretti says Bruce Lee wasn't a boxer, mate. Yeah, he wasn't. Adam Kayam says this could be mind games from BJS. Ring size and everything is all usually agreed during negotiations. In my opinion, this is to sell the fight. Lol, we had the Chisora situation and that somehow magically got solved. Yeah, let's see, man. Let's see. It's a difficult situation right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully they can solve it because I really want to see this fight. Again, Osman says the fight is over. There will be no Canelo. The fight is over. There will be no Canelo Saunders. Let's see. I disagree. I think there will. BGS is finding an excuse to pull out. Mexico says. Well, to be honest, like I said, if it's in the contract, if the 24-foot ring is in the contract, then personally, I don't think he's looking to pull out. I think if it's not in the contract, and then it's obviously a standard ring size, then you have to say that you have to say it. Canelo being the A side of the fight, he gets to dictate what ring size it is. Remember, let's go look at some of the history of boxing. When Floyd Mayweather was the B side against Oscar De La Hoya, Oscar De La Hoya chose everything: the gloves, the ring size, everything. Floyd wasn't able to choose anything. Floyd went in there, beat him, and after that was never the A side, never the B side ever again, right? When Maidana fought Floyd Mayweather, Maidana couldn't even wear his own gloves. Think about it; he couldn't even wear his own gloves. And Floyd actually paid him. We all know this now. This is public knowledge. Floyd actually paid Maidana so then he doesn't wear his own gloves because that probably wasn't in the contract. If it was contractually agreed, then you have no really, you can't really do anything about it. But Floyd paid Maidana, so it's hopefully it gets solved. Hopefully it gets solved. Everyone in the live stream, smash the like button, please. Let's get these likes up. Okay, so the moment was too big for him. Let's see, man. Let's see. I personally think the fight's still gonna happen, man. I think we're gonna see the fight. Naima Sham says if this fight don't happen, then I don't think BJS will get another big fight. No one will work with him. Yeah, I do agree. I think, like I said, I think a lot of people will turn away from him. I think Eddie Hearn, I think all of those guys, I think they'll think that this guy's too difficult to deal with. He's too hard to work with, and they'll only work with him if they need to. But I do think this is a difficult situation for Eddie Hearn. They're gonna have to solve it. They're gonna have to look to solve it because it's a very, very difficult situation right now for Eddie Hearn. Because he's in a dilemma because Canelo's in his last fight. He's in his last fight with Eddie Hearn. He's saying, listen, I want a 20-foot ring. Saunders is saying, I want a 22-foot ring. They're saying that you're not looking out for my interest. Right, Canelo's there on his last fight with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's in a difficult spot right now. He's in a difficult place. I feel for Eddie Hearn. He's in a difficult place right now. If you're the best, get in there and fight. Wow, hang on. You're going to KO Billy in 3 rounds. So what's the problem? Yeah, but you could say the same thing with Billy. Billy said that he'd fight him in a phone booth. So if he's confident that he beats Canelo, why don't he fight? If he's willing to fight Canelo in a phone booth, Elbaz, then he'd be willing to fight Canelo in a 20-foot ring, right? But all of a sudden, now the fight's getting closer. We're hearing other things from Billy Joe. So it works. It works both ways. The way I look at it, if it's in the contract, right, that there was a 20-foot ring, which we don't know, everyone keeps speculating on because, see, a lot of the Saunders fans, right, what I've seen, especially on Facebook and stuff, they keep going on like they've seen the contract and whatever Team Saunders is saying is gospel truth. We don't know that. See, me, I don't really listen to anyone because everyone's pushing their own agenda. Everybody's looking out for their own interest. Saunders ain't looking out for Canelo's interest and Canelo ain't looking out for Saunders' interest, right? So everyone's looking out for their own interest. So to believe somebody or believe one fighter over the other, I just think it won't be a right thing to do because we don't know who's saying the truth right now, right? So I personally think we've got to wait. And Eddie Hearn, like I said, Billy Joe Saunders said there was a one British judge in the contract prior. Now we got to hear when Eddie Hearn came out and spoke, and he said there was nothing to do with a British judge in the contract. So who do we believe? Who are we supposed to believe? So it says here, the UK fans are very unforgiving. I agree. Bradley Doherty says the fight's off and he has the right. I hope he don't fight. He is selling his belts. It's disgusting how 2 foot is going to cancel the fight if Canelo pound for pound should fight him in a 20-foot ring. Yeah, but you know what, Bradley? Here's the thing: 20-foot ring is massive for a super middleweight. That you don't get 24-foot rings for a super middleweight fight. You know, the standard ring size are 16 to 20 foot. Really, that's the research that I've done. 16 to 20 foot. Now, 16 foot is probably a little too small. 18 foot is an Olympic, and Canelo's agreed to a 20-foot ring. You know, this isn't about selling your belts. This is about, you're not the A side in the fight. You don't dictate. If it's not written in the contract, you don't dictate to Canelo. I just told you, I just gave you examples. Maidana fought Mayweather without his favorite gloves. Who knows if Maidana fought Mayweather with his favorite gloves in that first fight? He might have won the fight. You know, he fought Mayweather with like really padded gloves. You know, if he had fought with those gloves that he fights with, he might have hurt Mayweather. You see, when you're not the A side, you can't dictate to the cash cow or the guy that's in the position of power like Canelo. And if it's not in the contract, then it's even more so, because then you're trying to dictate and get your way. So to be honest, it depends. It depends on the situation. It depends on the situation. But I personally think the fight will go ahead. Don't you worry about that. The fight's going to happen. Exactly, a 20-foot ring and a 22-foot ring is not much difference. BJS. So Tom Fullery. Okay, salute Imran. It's fight week. I think. Oh, okay. Well, I'm missing all these. I'm missing all these comments. There's a lot of people coming in. I'm hearing the fight is off. I'm not sure. Tom Saunders has made it clear the fight is off. Let's see. Canelo is the A side, so BJS should show up and get on with it. Tough decision. You want to control to beat Canelo. Yeah, listen, man, he's not the A side in this fight. Did you see Kell Brook video talking to Darren Geed saying he wants Khan fight in their talks now? You know what? I want to talk about that. Kell Brook, I hope he's all right. That video looked a bit weird to me. I didn't understand. I haven't seen Kell Brook give an interview or talk for ages, and I saw that video. It was like, you know, I'm looking forward to Kell Brook come out and give an interview to one of the more mainstream channels and see what he's got to say, because he's been very quiet. I think it's the skills. The ring shouldn't really matter. Yeah, it does matter. The ring size does matter. Of course it does to Canelo and Billy Joe, because Canelo wants a smaller ring. Billy Joe wants a bigger ring so he can outbox Canelo and use his feet. I get all of that. I get all of that. Salute Imran. Salute Imran. It's fight week. Yeah, it is fight week. I hope so. It doesn't look like it at the minute. Tom Fury chan. Billy Joe, put up or shut up. Excuse after excuse to Saunders. If he doesn't fight Canelo this weekend, I'm done with him. Wow. He's not happy. He's not happy, Tom. He's not happy at all. Listen, it just all depends what's in the contract. It all depends what's in the contract, man. I want to see the fight. I want to see the fight. You know, I don't really care 20 foot, 22 foot. I understand why Saunders would care because he wants a bigger ring so he can do his thing. But at the end of the day, when you're not the A side, Floyd Mayweather once upon a time was not the A side. He couldn't choose his gloves. Oscar De La Hoya chose his gloves for him. He chose his gloves. Imagine that. We're talking about Floyd Mayweather here. He couldn't choose his gloves, right? To fight Oscar De La Hoya. Imagine that. Floyd Mayweather. But he went in there. It was a close fight with De La Hoya, but he won. And after that, Floyd was never the B-side in a fight ever again. So, you know, for me, he should go in there and fight. I don't think he should pull out. That would be disastrous. Exactly, a 20-foot and 22-foot is not much difference. Okay, exactly. This is what I don't understand. Wants to fight him in a phone booth and complaining about a ring size. First, it's the judges, and now it's the ring. What's next? Yeah, man. There's a lot of excuses at the minute. I believe Canelo is going to win because he is just great. If the fight hopefully happens, yeah, I believe Canelo. You know, everyone knows my opinion about this. I think both teams should get something sorted ASAP, or else it will mess up for the fans. Listen, man, I personally think, here's the thing, right? Honestly, I don't know whether Canelo's going to budge, but I think Canelo probably will. I think Canelo will probably say, give him 22 foot. I don't personally, 2 foot. Should a fight be cancelled because somebody wants a 2 foot extra? I think it's about principle for Canelo. Canelo feels, I'm the cash cow, I'm the star. Why should I bow down to him? Who is he? You know, Canelo feels like he's the star and he's earned the right to call the shots. If it's not in the contract, then he's right. If he's not doing anything that's not against the commission or not against the rules and stuff, then 20-foot is nothing wrong with that. He's agreed to 20-foot. Now, if it's in the contract where Billy Joe said that they want 20-foot and that was in the contract, then I agree with Billy Joe. But if it's not in the contract and Canelo's not breaking rules, which we know he's not, by asking for a 20-foot ring, right? And agreeing to a 20-foot ring, because even an 18-foot ring, he could demand that, right? But he's willing to say, you know, willing to fight in a 20-foot ring. I don't see what the issue is. I, Imran, just driving back from London to Southampton. Great listening to you as always. Thank you, Probe. I just appreciate it. Nooni Emiliano says, honestly, BJS is coming off as an entitled diva. He's acting like he hasn't been in the business all his life. You know, it's, you know, yeah, it's true. It's true in a way. True. I can't wait to see Saunders getting smacked in the mouth, says Pro Boxers. To be honest, I don't really care who wins the fight. I just want to see a good fight. I just want to see a good, clean, fair fight, to be honest with you. Mexico says exactly a 20-foot and 22-foot is not much different. BJS wants things his way when he's the B-side. It doesn't work that way in boxing. I agree. It depends. Here's the thing, Mexico. It depends if what's in the contract, right? We don't know what's in the contract, right? I don't know what's in the contract. You don't know what's in the contract. But Billy Joe said that there was a British judge in the contract, and apparently Eddie Hearn came out and said there wasn't. So who's saying the truth? Who's lying? We just don't know. We don't know out here. We don't know who's saying what. We don't know who's saying the truth. We don't know. Okay, so Michael, so Amma Iqbal says Canelo is the full package, period. Yeah, he is. I have to agree with that. Tom Sordens has just said the fight is off. Yes, I've seen that. We just spoke about that. BJS should be grateful he's getting the fight with resume. Canelo shouldn't even fight him. So just get on with it and prove it. Yeah, he needs to go in there and prove himself, man. But let's see, man. Let's see if this fight comes off. I'm getting nervous. I think that there's mind games. Hopefully it's mind games. But everyone in the live stream, smash the like button. Smash that like button. Let's get more viewers in this live stream. Smash that like button, guys. Everyone in the live stream. Okay. Adam KM says, I smell mind games from Team Saunders. Yeah, you're possibly right. Sign Cutter says, dude, I told you so. Saunders was going to pull out. I'm optimistic. I don't think Saunders is going to pull out, but we'll have to wait and see. Silio's only notable win of VGGG beatdowns and scraped by a very, very raw Eubank Jr. Yeah, his winner was against Andy Lee, Lemieux, and Eubank. Yeah, very close fight. Tarek Darker says, I think Saunders are playing mind games. Very clever. Maybe they're trying to get into Canelo's head. Who knows? Because you know what? When I saw Saunders' dad's interview, it looked like they're, although they're saying they're pulling out the fight, I think they know what they're trying to do. I think it's the same thing with the Fury stuff. They're trying to get their way, which they may do. It might be in the end, if they get their way and Canelo doesn't call their bluff. And Canelo might be strong-minded and say, you know what? All right, if you don't want to fight, then it's off. You know, get somebody else in. You know, Canelo might have that mindset. I don't know, because Vladimir Klitschko, like, he bowed down to Fury and said, okay, you know, take the padding out of the ring or wherever. I'll fight him. But that affected Klitschko, and Fury managed to do a number on him. I think Canelo is a completely different fighter to Klitschko mentally. I think something like this would just make him mentally stronger and more determined, if I'm honest. Just Suisse Areola says, you think AJ Fury is really happening this year? You know what? I don't know, man. I don't know. We keep hearing that it's happening. It's not happening. It's going to be announced this week. We've been hearing that for the last 3 months, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm really frustrated. Hearn promoted Smith, Fielding, Viron, no dramas, traveling. Okay, yeah. He did promote Smith and Fielding. You're right. I really hope this fight happens. Yeah, I really hope as well, Ahmed. Sonny Vasily, is this fight really off due to the size of the ring? It looks like it. That's what Saunders' dad is saying, but I don't think so. I don't think this fight is going to be pulled off because of the size of the ring. I just think that would be crazy. Imagine that the fight being pulled off because of the size of the ring. Come on. So it says hopping off to upset Canelo. So the border goal says hopping off to upset Canelo. Who's hopping off? BJS has leverage because he has something Canelo really wants that I highly doubt Billy will avoid this payday. Canelo will call Billy's bluff. Canelo does want something that Saunders wants. He wants that title. Canelo Alvarez wants to become a champion. Canelo Alvarez wants to be a champion. He wants to be the undisputed champion. So he may say, give him a 22-foot ring. You know, he may say, have a 22-foot ring. He may not care. Okay, it says here, Canelo might already have a replacement. Yeah, who knows? Listen, man, let's be positive. Let's be positive. Let's not talk about a replacement. I really want to see this fight. I've been making so many videos about this fight. I don't want this fight to fall through, man. I don't want this fight to fall through. It'll be heartbreaking if this fight falls through. Like, we've all been waiting for this fight. We've all been waiting for Billy Joe Saunders to finally fight that guy that we wanted that we thought would test him. It'd be heartbreaking if this fight doesn't happen, man. It would be. Honestly, as a boxing fan, I'd be like, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, it says here, Canelo might already have a replacement. No, let's be positive. King Dale Clark, what's up, brother? I hope you're well. Where's it gone? I keep going past. Okay, so Big Bollock says, I've 10 grand savings. It's going on Billy Joe at 4-1. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. You're making me nervous saying things like that. 10 grand on Billy Joe. 10 grand. Wow. Come on. Don't be saying things like that. Like, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I'd withdraw that bet. Surely these things of being discussed before they put the pen to paper, it seems a bit fishy to me. I'm sure Team Saunders would have agreed all of this at the beginning, wouldn't they? Or have left it till the fight week. Richard, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand, because Eddie Hearn. So basically, we know about the judges before, right? What they were saying about the judges. They were saying the judges. They were saying that there was a British judge in the contract, or there was a judge from Mexico, Britain, and all these neutral judges, right? But Eddie Hearn came out and said there wasn't in the contract. So I don't know who's saying the truth. Who's saying the truth? We haven't seen the contract, Richard. We don't know what's going on. Who do we believe? Canelo, Eddie Hearn, Saunders? Because everybody's looking out for their own interest. Everybody's looking out for their own interest. Saunders ain't looking out for Canelo. Canelo ain't looking out for Saunders. They're all looking out for each other's interest. So I don't know who to believe, man. I just hope this fight goes ahead. So your viewers are going up. Looks like people are hyped. Yeah. People are hyped about this fight. I'm definitely going to be doing a live stream. Hopefully this fight does happen. I'll do a live watch along. Jake Street says most rings are 20 foot. Right, okay, so 20 foot. Canelo has offered Billy Joe, we know now, a 20-foot ring. But Billy Joe and his father saying that they want 22 foot. Is Canelo going to turn around and say, have your 22-foot ring? Possibly. Chris Eubank Jr., are the bookies getting his refund? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will if the fight falls through. Okay, so Mortality Fatal said, bottom line is Canelo via ring post would generate the same fans as Silly. He has bearing on the gate and beyond lucky to even be getting this payday. You know what? I won't go that far. I won't go that far. He is a champion. He's a legitimate champion. He is the WBO champion. And remember, as one of the subscribers mentioned above, that Billy Joe's got something Canelo really wants. Canelo wants to be the undisputed champion. Canelo wants to be the undisputed champion. So Billy Joe has got something he wants. At least Saunders will give an excuse if he loses. I hope not. Honestly, I get the feeling BJS doesn't want the fight. The fight the best. First Andrade, now Canelo. Yeah, it's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. You know, the Andrade fight fell through because of Billy. And it looks like this fight is now going to I don't think this fight's going to fall through. I think this fight will happen, Tom. I'm positive. I think Billy Joe and Canelo and his team will work it out. I think Billy Joe wants this fight. I think Billy Joe, you can tell he's in great shape and he's looking good. I don't think he's going to want to pull out of this one. No chance. I just can't see it. I can't see it. I would be very disappointed and shocked if Billy Joe doesn't go ahead with this fight. Someone's going to back away. Guys, someone is going to back out. Someone is going to say, either Canelo's going to come out and say, give him the 22 foot, or either Billy Joe is going to say, I'll fight him in the 20-foot ring. So, no KP says Canelo lacks foot speed, but Billy not the man that can utilize that advantage. If BJS believe in himself of the size of the ring is irrelevant. Yeah. Size of the ring is irrelevant. It is relevant because obviously the bigger the ring, Billy Joe is looking to box and move. He's looking to come in there, box and move, right? So it is relevant. It is definitely relevant to Billy Joe. Canelo wants a smaller ring because Canelo likes to get on the inside and Canelo wants to hit him to the body. But Canelo's a very good boxer as well. Canelo's very hard to hit as well. Canelo's not easy to hit. You can't barely land that on that guy. You know, so Canelo's unbelievable as well. So, oh, man, let's hope this fight doesn't fall through, man. Let's hope this fight doesn't fall through. Are we going to ignore that they also said Canelo uses? Yeah, oh, I saw that. I saw that. I'm not going to get into that because we don't know that stuff. We don't know about all of that, to be honest with you. So I can't really say. Okay, so King Dale Clark says, I think it's a last-ditch attempt to rattle Canelo. The fights found ahead of Saunders will miss out on a huge payday, even if he would get flattened. It's a big payday, King Dale Clark. It's a massive payday. And you just think that over the size of the ring, over 2 foot, Canelo's saying 20 foot and they want 22 foot, over 2 foot. Would you think about it? Put yourself in that position, King Dale Clark, right? Would you be willing to lose millions of pounds for 2 foot and a chance of going in there against the pound for pound best to prove that you're the best in the world? Like, come on. I just don't see it. I don't see why someone would miss out on that opportunity. But then I don't know. Maybe Billy Joe is firm on that. Guys, everyone in the live stream, smash the like button. Let's get those likes up. Smash the like button, guys. Everyone in the live stream, I'd appreciate if you all smash the like button. Okay, so no KP. I just don't trust any fight Canelo is in. Why not? Why not? Listen, man. Anyone that's a cash cow, you could say the same about Mayweather, right? You could say the same about any cash cow. You know, you could say the same about Joshua, right? I know he's a heavyweight, and most of the time his fights end up in knockouts, but you know, the cash cows usually have their say, have their way. I'm going to try get some guests on now. Guys, I'm going to try get some guests on. Let's see if I can get some guests on. 1 second, guys. Invite. Okay, so I'm just going to try see if I can get some guests on to give their views. This is really an interesting topic right now, and let's see if we can get some guests on to ask for their opinion. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can get some. It's popping, guys. It is popping. So, let's keep answering the question. I'm just trying to get some guests on. Yeah. Okay. BJS. Okay. I see Canelo getting a close UG. Fair enough. I personally think that Canelo might stop him late. I think Billy Joe may tire later on. But let's see. Let's see. Billy Joe's got to prove everyone wrong because most people think Canelo's gonna win. But let's see if Billy Joe can prove us wrong. Ergin Osman says BJS is far the better boxer than Canelo. I believe Canelo fights all are handpicked. Come on. Surely you don't think that. Again, you were in the last live stream saying that. Come on, you surely don't think that Canelo's a. All right, okay. How's it going, Carl? You're right. Again, you were in the last live stream saying that. Come on, you surely don't think that Canelo's.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can, man. I can. Good evening.
How's it going, Carl? You're right.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
You were in the last live stream saying that. Come on. Have you got it on loud on your end? All right, guys. So let's keep answering these questions. Let's keep going through it. It's a 4-foot difference. It's a 4-foot. Robbie Turner says fight off. You in?
I'm in. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. There's a lot of people in the live stream right now, and it's all kicking off with all this Saunders stuff. They're saying they pulled out the fight. They're saying the fight's off. What do you make of it?
I think they've been playing games since that Billy Joe got landed in the US. You know, whether it's the judges, whether it's the ring size that we've seen today. A lot of dispute over Eddie Hearn and the contract. Interesting times. I've watched his dad's interview on IFL. He's adamant, isn't he? He's adamant. You know? But you know, they'll come to a resolution, yes. Yeah. I think they will.
But I can't believe that before. If it's in the contract that it was a 24-foot ring, then I don't think it is in the contract though, Carl. No. Because you know when they talked about the judges, right? Eddie Hearn came out and said that the neutral judges, there was nothing like that in the contract. And I personally don't think it's in the contract.
You tell me when they last used the 18-foot ring in a professional bout.
I think Canelo's saying that 20-foot. Canelo said he's willing to do a 20-foot ring now, but they want 22-foot. But 24 foot was what Saunders and his dad wanted. That's unheard of for a super middleweight fight. I don't think 24 foot's massive for a super middleweight fight.
You know why though, man, don't you? Because he wants to be on his toes. It's clear why, Billy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but here's the thing, Carl. Right? I get what your point. Of course, he wants a bigger ring because he wants to be on his toes and moving. But when Floyd Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd said he was the B-side in the fight. He couldn't even choose his own gloves. He couldn't choose anything, the ring size, the gloves, anything. And that's Floyd Mayweather. So Billy Joe's a massive B-side in this fight.
Don't you draw parallels with Fury out in Dusseldorf?
Yeah. But they got their way, though. The thing is, they got their way. Fury got his way. Now, is Canelo going to be one where he says, all right, I don't need you. Back you go home. Or is Canelo going to say, give him the 2-foot, give him 22 foot? What do you think Canelo's going to do?
I think he'll give him the 2-foot. Unless they've got somebody lined up to step in. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
If you're paying to go to the AT&T Arena to watch Canelo versus Billy Joe, then all of a sudden, let's throw a name in there. John Ryder jumps in the ring with him.
Yeah.
You're not going to be happy, are you?
No, you're not. But are those fans, Carl, are those fans there for Saunders anyway?
No, but they're there. but they're there because of what might happen.
Yeah.
You know, and you talk about levels, aren't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You could argue this is Canelo's biggest test since Mayweather in terms of a fighter who's got the technical ability of Billy Joe.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll win. But let's admit it, everybody. There's still that little bit of doubt where if Billy Joe turns up,
you
never know. Where previous fights, there's never been a chance. I mean, Callum Smith was disappointing.
I thought Callum Smith had a chance, though. I'll be honest with you. With his size, his reach, and his height, I didn't think. I actually thought that this guy could be dangerous. When I looked at the size difference, you couldn't think that Callum Smith was going to get boxed his head off like that or get dominated like that. I thought he had a chance.
He should have had a chance, shouldn't he? With the reach.
All right, looks like there's some technical issues. Carl's disappeared. But yeah, let's some of your Parwez Khan says 2 foot is a lot, and it's not about the money, it's about legacy. Good point. Very good point. Very good point.
I keep dropping out in, man. Sorry about it. So what's going off.
It's all right. No worries.
So yeah, where I was is that Smith should have gave Canelo a lot more of a difficult night, shouldn't he? He should have popped. He should have jabbed his head off. You know, but maybe just how good Canelo is. He got on the inside and broke him up. So
it looks like Carl's having some technical issues. Steph Koch says the fight is off. PG says, let's face it, Saunders wasn't getting any decision over there anyway, so ring's irrelevant. Lol. Yeah, good point. It's going to be difficult for him to get a decision for sure. BDL says, you seen it as well, Robbie there. They're talking like the fight is happening. We have just seen the video, fights off. Yeah, I don't think the fight's off. I think they're trying to get their way, personally. Do you agree, Carl? Do you think the fight's off, or do you think they're just trying to get their way?
I think it'll go ahead. I think they're just pulling for position, aren't they? I think there'll be a bit of give and take, and the fight will go ahead. Yeah, that's my view. As long as it's sorted by, if it's not sorted by close of play tomorrow, then we've got a problem.
Yeah, I'd agree. But you know what? I saw the video with his dad. I don't know whether you've seen it on IFL, if you've seen it or not.
Yeah.
It didn't look like some team that is pulling out. It looked like more, where if they don't get that, they're kind of threatening to pull out. I know we're saying the fight's off, but I think they'll come to a resolution. Look, they did with Chisora, right? He got his phone call from his mum. And
yeah. What, have you got Billy Joe's mum's number? You maybe get her on the phone, man. Sort it out. It's too big a fight not to happen. I mean, think about the money that Billy Joe's invested in bringing his team over. I think it goes ahead. I think they'll find a resolution.
I hope so.
How do you think it goes in, man?
Personally, I think he'll do well for a first couple of rounds, right? I think he'll have success, maybe first couple of 3 rounds, and then I think that I think Canelo will start wearing him down, hitting him hard to the body. Once I think later on he'll start to fatigue, and then he'll become more like a more sitting target, and then Canelo will start teeing off. I can see a late stoppage personally.
Just one comment in the side, man, from the Kill 3R Beast, I think it says. Billy Joe is scared to fight Canelo. Never.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's scared at that kind of level. I don't think he's scared to fight Canelo. I just don't think it's a good look, Carl, because look what happened in the Andrade fight. If this fight he does pull out of this fight, and because of the ring size, then I think the vast majority of the British fans, I think will turn against him. I think
they're very principled, the travellers, though, aren't they? Travelling men,
Yeah, they are.
They'll draw that line in the sand. They already feel like they've given some mileage in terms of the judges, so they might feel that they're taking the mick a little bit now. For them American fans, that means taking the pee a little bit. So they may fly home. They may, I wouldn't bet the bottom dollar that there's not many empty threats in, man, is there? They're very principled, them people.
Yeah, I'd agree, but I just think it's too big a fight. I think it's too big a fight for them to.
Well, he'll never get a chance again, will he?
No. Think about it, Carl. Right? Canelo don't need. He doesn't need Saunders, does he? He doesn't. He could fight. He doesn't need him. The only thing he wants is his belt. He wants that WBO belt. But with the kind of power that Canelo's got in boxing, who's to say that if Billy Joe doesn't fight solid opponents, that the WBO don't strip him?
Yeah.
Right? They could strip him as well, because at the end of the day, everyone wants Canelo to represent them. Everybody wants Canelo to hold their belt. So if Billy Joe doesn't go ahead with this fight, there's a great chance that he may even possibly get stripped. So of down the road, not now, not straight after the fight, but maybe down the road, if the WBO don't think he's fighting good in position.
As much as we talk about Billy Joe reputation be on the line, Canelo as well. Do you remember Canelo's arguing the toss over a couple of feet as well? So if you want to flip it,
yeah.
When you talk about Canelo being the GOAT and etc., then just jump in the ring with him then. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
He reckons it's going to stop him anyway. He reckons it's not going to the judges anyway. Well, if that's the case...
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, he does, yeah. He does feel that way. He feels that he'll stop. He'll feel that he'll stop. He did say that. I don't think he's going to go. He even said that in an interview. He said, I don't think it's going to go to the judges.
That's fair. Well, then it doesn't matter about ringside then to some effect, does it?
Yeah, I agree with you to that extent. When you're as great as Canelo, right? Like, to be honest, whether it's a 24-foot ring or whether it's a 22-foot ring, I think we all think that he's going to win the fight, right? We all favor him to beat Saunders. So why not just put all the excuses to one side? Because there's always going to be, he dictates this, dictates that, he does this. Just put all of those to one side and just go in there. Because let's be honest, we all think Billy Canelo's going to win the fight, regardless whether it's 22-foot or 24, right?
Yeah.
And so why don't you just put it to one side?
It will tarnish Canelo's legacy, because there'll always be that little seed of doubt. If this fight doesn't happen, he can go on and beat whoever he wants to beat him, man. But there'll always be the question: what would have Billy Joe done? You know?
Yeah.
That little seed of doubt. Raymond,
all right.
Yeah.
How we doing?
How's it going, Ray? You right?
Not too bad, thanks.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I do agree with you there, Carl. What do you make of it, Ray? What do you make of all this situation? Apparently, Saunders' team saying that they're pulling out the fight.
Yeah. I think it's. I pretty much think that the fight will still go on. I think Billy Joe's putting up mind games. I know comparisons were made with Fury and stuff. When he was looking at the sponginess in the ring. Look, I think it gives away his game plan, wanting a bigger ring. But Billy Joe should just go ahead and fight him whatever size ring they just put in there. He's come this far. But the fight for me will still go ahead.
Right.
Sorry, man. Just in the chat bar, does anyone think Billy Joe beats Canelo? Is there anybody out there who thinks
he can be straight with you? He could fight him in the Atlantic Ocean with all that space there. It wouldn't make a difference. He's not going to outpoint Canelo.
And not because of the judges, but legitimately Canelo will beat him. Not because of the judges or everyone else saying, he's not winning because the judges are favourite.
You're getting some responses there, lad. You're getting some yeses, look.
What? Who's saying it? I think he can beat him. I think he can beat him. 0% chance Billy beats Canelo.
No, it says yes, he can.
Yeah,
he said miracles can happen.
Yeah, miracle.
He doesn't beat Canelo for me.
Yeah, I can't see it either. Guys, someone's got the microphone on. It keeps. Have you got the? Like I can hear two sounds.
No.
From yours, Carl?
I think Carl, is it you echoing?
Shouldn't be. Don't know, man.
I don't know. But anyway.
Anyway, man. Can you hear? I can't hear no echo.
Right, okay. Anyway, let's go through some of these. So Callum says, people are forgetting that Billy Joe is a world champion. He needs to be treated like one. He's already gone to his backyard with no English judges or English fans. He deserves it. What do you make of that?
I agree. I think he has been slightly disrespected since going over to the States. He's a world champion. He's got a belt.
Yeah.
So show the guy some respect. You know, how much NBA is involved in terms of the contracts, we'll never know. We'll never know what's in the contracts. But he's not going over there to lie down, is he? He's an active fighter. So, yeah, give him the respect he deserves. I think he feels disrespected disrespected him, man, and that's a dangerous fighter.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's see what some of these are saying. Richard says BJS not turned up to face off with Canelo. Canelo there on his own, on behind the gloves panel just now. It's not looking good. BJS not turned up to face off. I thought the press conference was Thursday.
No, today. It's a face-to-face.
Right. Okay. I think it's mind games. There's no way we're not turning away the fight. Can't see it. I can't see it. What do you think, Ray? Do you see him turning down the fight? Ray, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. No, I can't. I can't hear you. No. Hello? No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. So, guys, I'm just going to go through some of these comments. 1 second. I just heard BJS calling it off. Possibly. I hope not. 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 Yeah.
I think there's some gremlins in the system tonight, I think that.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. So it says here, Canelo Alvarez is going to be undisputed at 178, and the reports say that he wants to go to the light heavyweight. You know, I heard 175. He wants to go back to middleweight division, 160 pounds. What do you make of Junior Fury's?
Yeah, I think 175 is a very dangerous division for Canelo. I think it's a little bit of a step too far. He'll get found out eventually at that weight for me. Down to middleweight, that's questionable. So I think super middle will stay. I don't think there's any rush to get back up to light ever. I don't know about.
I think there's some issue from your end. I think your internet it's not. You can't hear you properly.
Okay, 1 minute.
All right, Ray. So yeah, what do you make of this comment here? Can you hear me? Oh no, I can't hear you still. I think you need to go on your iPhone microphone. Your iPhone microphone. Yeah, I can't hear you. Okay, so yeah, Canelo Alvarez going to undisputed at 168, but he can't be if he can't be he can't be undisputed if the Billy Joe Saunders fight doesn't come off. He needs the Billy Joe Saunders fight to happen. Right, okay.
Right, is that any better, Ray?
Yeah, that's clear now. Yeah,
that's
better. Yeah. Canelo Alvarez is going to be undisputed at 168 at the reports are 175. What were you saying about him 175 being dangerous for him?
Yeah, I think it's a very dangerous division. I don't think it'll be in any rush to get back up to light ever. I think super middles will stay. I think boiling back down to middleweight will be a challenge.
Yeah.
Especially if he starts eating that Mexican beef again, allegedly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think super middle is where he'll dominate for some time. That light heavy's got a lot of talent, as we've seen over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Who do you think beats him at 175? Who do you think beats him?
I think let's start with Bivol.
I think he'll beat Bivol, to be honest with you.
Bivol, I know we've had this debate, but let's go there again.
Yeah.
Bivol had the handbrake on at the weekend, and he loves to sit in the pocket and trade, and he's just generally the bigger man. So I'd have a virtual coffee on it with you that says Bivol does him. I think Bivol actually stop him.
Do you reckon?
Yeah,
Canelo.
Yep, it will stop him. You heard it here first, man. You heard it here first.
I'd definitely take that bet. I think Canelo. Personally, I would favor Canelo against all the light heavyweights as well. I'm not saying he definitely wins. I think Beterbiev for me would be a fight that he could lose, but I wouldn't put any big money on either way. I would be very confident he beats Bivol.
What I would say is Bivol's going to get better
Right. Yeah.
He's going to get better. Is Canelo going to get any better? So the comments in this MMA fighter in the side, I mean what I say. You know, he fought Craig Richards at the weekend, but he didn't even get out of first gear. So, and he's been very inactive over the last couple of years. So,
I know.
Yeah.
I know styles make fights. Put Craig Richards in there with Canelo. What happens?
That's hardly a debate, though, is it?
Canelo just walked straight through him.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So, but we can only go on what he's done.
The thing is, Imran, styles make fights.
Oh yeah, of course.
Bivol hasn't got that same style that Canelo has. I personally think Bivol put on almost nearly a masterclass on against Richards. He never gave him, considering how close he was. The success Richards has was pretty much minimal. Yeah, he caught him with a few right hands. But how many flurries did Bivol catch Richards with?
But bearing in mind, Ray, he's been out of the ring for how long? So how much better is Bivol?
About 18 months or so. He was in complete control, in my opinion. I thought the 118.
So
sorry,
Canelo's been active, hasn't he? So
yeah, Canelo's been very active.
What's Bivol going to be like when he's active?
Well, what I said to Imran last time he had his on was that it all comes down to the weight. If it's at 175 pounds, Bivol will win that fight all day long.
Yeah,
but if it goes down to super middleweight, then that's when Canelo's got that chance, because I don't think Bivol can drop that weight and still function as he does. But for me, the best light heavyweight's Beterbiev. He beats anyone, even Canelo stepping up. And then for me, it's Bivol. Bivol's just quality.
I've just seen Adam's comment in the side regarding Chris Eubank Jr. putting his bet online. Adam, don't talk about Eubank Jr. You know, you can't talk about him in the same sentence as Billy Joe or Canelo.
No, he's not world class for me. He's still got too much to prove. Chris Eubank Jr. and as we know, he comes unstuck against a certain style. Anyone with a jab and footwork, he becomes unstuck.
Yeah, his performance against Morrison, like, to be honest with you, I wasn't, on the card on the weekend.
Yeah,
I wasn't impressed with any of those undercard fights. Like I thought Eubank was poor. I didn't.
Were you not impressed with Katie Taylor?
Hey,
Taylor's fight against Jonas was a good
fight. Was great. Taylor and Jonas, both of them were great. Both those girls were great, to be fair. And obviously the main event was what it was. It was a decent fight, but Morrison Eubank wasn't great. Richards Bivol was it wasn't a great watch, and I think I wasn't impressed by Bivol's performance, to be honest. Expecting a lot more in that fight.
I know you. I suppose it depends on his style. Me, I prefer watching boxers to watching sort of like your brawlers and your sluggers. So for me, somebody watching like Bivol, I see it as like watching an artist do their work.
But I thought he got hit a lot as well. I thought he got hit with it. He got hit by a lot of shots in that fight.
He did. Richards performed out his skin. Richards performed out of his skin.
Did he ever look in trouble though?
No.
But again, we're talking about a guy that's domestic level here. We're not talking about a guy
the ring.
Callum Johnson was domestic level when he fought Beterbiev.
I don't think Richards would beat. Richards don't beat even Callum. Callum Johnson would knock Richards out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but
I think Callum Johnson. I was telling Ray, I think Callum Johnson could beat Bivol.
Oh my days!
I think he could beat him. I do. I think he's got power. He's got serious power. He put down Beterbiev. He almost took Beterbiev out. Think about it.
Yeah, but I mean,
sorry, Ray. Go on.
No, I was just about to say, when Callum Johnson fought Beterbiev, he was British level. Yeah, true.
Who was British level?
Callum Johnson.
Yeah. He had a really
he was big British Commonwealth champion. He just come off the back beating Buglioni. Same one for the yard, really. He fought loads of European journeymen and gatekeepers, but he really was a British level fighter when he fought Kovalev. And they had similar successes, but the same failings against these top elite Russian light heavyweights. So my point is really, at the end of the day, they got close, but they didn't get close enough. But it's a class at the end of the day, and the class is evident in the ring. It's the little things that these guys do. Just because the British fighter's having a lot more success than we thought doesn't mean the quality opposition is not as good as what we thought. It wasn't like it was a close fight. I know some two of the judges scored it close, but it wasn't as close.
Yeah, I'm not saying the fight was close. I wasn't expecting it to be close, but I expected more from Bivol. We can't look at that performance.
Well, me and you both said Bivol will walk through and stop him early.
Yeah.
We both said that, but on the show on Thursday, but it didn't happen.
It wasn't a good performance. Come on,
I thought it was a good performance. I've said it on Facebook and I say it on live on my chest. Yeah, I think it was a very good performance.
Man, he wanted the rounds. If he put his foot down and come out of,
he could have got him out of there. Of course he would. I've just seen somebody saying
goes in the ring thinking I want rounds. Like it's too dangerous. You banked
it against Morrison.
He could have took him out round 2.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did though. I don't think he did.
Oh,
I think that's
come on him, man. He was on the ropes. He had him stopped on the ropes, and
Bivol could have got him out there.
He's always done that in the past as well. I've seen you.
No.
I've seen Eubank do things like that in the past. I've seen Eubank do that in the past. Like
Eubank usually rushes in. He does rush in. He loves to finish people. I think this time round you could see. If you could listen in the corner to Roy Jones, you could hear Roy Jones shout, and I think he deliberately took steps back.
Roy Jones even said afterwards, we wanted to get rounds in the bank. We know he's dangerous because you don't play boxing, but we wanted Chris to get a solid 10, 12 rounds in the bank.
Yeah. Adam Kim's just had a good point about Craig Richards going on to fight Pascal and Badou Jack. I would agree. I would like to see him still try and do the best he can domestically. There's still a few names for him to test himself with, but if he wants to go down that path,
I worry for Richards. I worry for him. Can I tell you why I worry for him? And Ray will know I like to go out on a limb with some of my comments. So here we go. This one's for you, Imran. I've got a feeling that Richards looked good on Saturday night because Bivol had a night off almost and stayed in second gear. That's my comment. I don't think this is anywhere above European level, max.
Well, you'll soon find out against these oppositions where there's a good possibility of him getting, because I don't think he's in the top 3 light heavyweights in this country.
Nowhere near.
I think he gets beat by Johnson. I think he gets beat by Yard. I think he gets beat by.
I think Lyndon Arthur beats him, and then Watsy beats him.
Yeah. I think there's 4. I think there's 4 guys out there that probably.
Yeah. He's not in the top 3
beat Bivol?
Hey,
do any of them beat Bivol?
Do any of what those guys?
No,
I wouldn't say. No.
I would say the best chance out of them all is probably Callum Johnson
because of
I
his
still
power.
think Watsy's got a lot to learn. He's a good fighter, but he's got a lot to learn.
Callum Johnson. Yeah, he's a huge light heavyweight. He's a huge I seen him in a t-shirt and this guy, look, he must be like at least 210, like must be walking around at 210 pounds. He's massive.
I think probably huge. Even more than
he's huge. Yeah. And he's not even that tall. He's like what, 6 feet, 6'1", but he's just a big dude, a big muscular guy. I think he beats all of the other. I think he could beat all of the other British light heavyweights. By the way, I think he's definitely a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And just to answer Adam's question aside, Kolorev spent for me. He's asking, do any Brits beat Kolorev?
Kovalev, you mean?
Kovalev.
Yeah, probably Johnson will beat him. Yeah.
Too powerful.
I think it's spent.
To be fair, you know what? Kovalev did well against Canelo, though. I know.
I thought he was winning that fight.
He was. He just got knackered. Really, he got tired, and he had a hard fight with Yard, didn't he?
Yeah, back-to-back camp. There were certain things Canelo was doing in that fight, which was probably he wasn't busy enough, but he was doing things that were draining him, and then he just caught him with that shot, and that was it.
But one thing I will agree with you, I know sometimes I come across as a Canelo fanboy.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
Kovalev.
I love Canelo as well.
Kovalev in his prime would have beat Canelo hands down. I think we can agree with that, right?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah,
Kovalev in his prime, the one that fought
nowhere near him, though, would it? He wouldn't have gone nowhere near him, would it?
He wouldn't have. And I actually think Kovalev beat Ward. I think he won that first fight against Ward.
Did you?
I do.
Yeah, I thought he won that first fight.
I thought Ward did.
No, I thought he
I
won the
think
first.
Kovalev won
I
that.
thought Ward did.
Not the second, but the first.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
first.
thought Ward did.
The second one, I think Kovalev was. I think when Kovalev fought Ward, I think he was kind of sliding onto the other side. Even the first time, he was going like there were stories coming out about his lifestyle and the way he was living.
Yeah,
and,
he's an alcoholic, isn't he?
yeah. So there were stories coming out about him. So to be honest with you, I think Kovalev probably didn't get to fight the best competition. The fight with Stevenson didn't happen, did it?
Yeah, Adonis Stevenson.
I'll tell you one fight that's going under the radar this weekend. And that's Liam Smith.
Liam Smith.
Yeah.
He's out in
He's
Russia.
fighting in Russia.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
What's his? Who's he fighting again?
I think it's Kublomarov or something like that.
I'll let you pronounce his name, Ray.
Yeah, no, I knew you would give me the difficult one, but it's been a good fight. Look, Liam Smith, sir. In my opinion, he's underrated.
Very underrated fighter. Very good fighter. Very good.
Yeah,
fighter.
he's got a great. If he was Mexican, everybody would be raving about him.
Yeah, underrated, man. He's underrated. He's not got the backing from the promoters. He hasn't got the backing.
And he's avoided, I might add.
Yeah, like he's fought Canelo, like he was never gonna win that. And against Maguire, like again, he fought on a Golden Boy show. And Maguire's there's no shame in that. Maguire's a very good fighter, you know. Losing to Maguire and Canelo's hardly any shame in that. But I would love to see. I know everyone's talking about Kell Brook and Eubank. You know what? You know what's crazy? Eubank, Calais Sauerland mentioned Kell Brook, and guess what? He even mentioned Amir Khan to fight Chris Eubank. I was like, man, he's a 147 fighter.
Leave those pensioners alone, man. They're gone.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Even Kell Brook's embarrassing. Kell Brook's bigger than Khan, so he can definitely move up. But he's way past it. You just seen him get knocked out by Crawford in a couple of rounds, and it wasn't even a fight.
That was a nothing shot from Crawford, wasn't it? What was it?
A hook jab? What was it? A jab? Would any top fighter get knocked out by that? Any top welterweight get knocked out to that shot?
No.
Look, it was even Khan, who's known not to have a great chin. Look at the punishment he took against Crawford. It was a lot more than what Brook took. So how are you talking about how are we talking about him fighting a middleweight? Yeah, I know Eubank ain't Crawford, but
are we even interested in a Brook versus Khan fight now? Are we even interested?
No. That's gone.
You wouldn't be.
No
one would be. No, you can't tell me, Imran, that fight makes any sort of sense now.
Can you imagine it? Whoever lands first, the other's going.
Yeah. You know, one of my friends actually made a joke about it. He said it could be a double KO.
Yeah.
It could be a double KO.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I'd still watch it. I don't think any of us wouldn't watch it. We'll all watch it, and it still gains some.
Somebody said in your chatting, man, that Brook Khan would still make huge money, but I would have to disagree. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't headline a bill.
You don't
think? It wouldn't
think?
be a core main event.
You don't think?
No.
I think it would.
No, not now. No chance.
What do you think about that, Cole? Ray's saying that Khan Brook wouldn't even headline a bill.
Oh, I think it would headline a bill.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, you're wrong there, Ray.
I think Eddie Hearn. If it was Eddie Hearn putting it on, I think we'd be massively criticised for having that headline in the bill.
I think.
Who'd say won't go to a thriller or someone like that?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it would.
Technical difficulties. But yeah, I think it would.
That.
I think it would. I think it would still generate quite a bit of interest. Especially, it may happen in like Saudi Arabia and you know where like Amir fought Billy Dib in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Middle East. May take it there. They were even talking about him fighting Kell Brook in Pakistan in front of like 100,000 people. But I don't think Brook's gonna want to fancy fighting Khan in Pakistan in front of 100,000. But he may not have no choice.
The money's there.
Yeah, that's it. Because they're not fighting for what are they fighting for now? Money, right? They're not fighting for anything.
That's it. They've achieved everything that they want to do.
Yeah, they're not. There's not fighting to win a world title or anything. It's not. Conor Benn, what do you make of the Conor Benn continuing to call Amir Khan out? That's Tony Sims. Tony Sims was almost acting like Amir Khan's manager, saying that I want to see Khan still got a few big paydays in him. It literally was saying that in the interview because he's trying to want the fight. I'm like, this guy's desperate for that fight, isn't he? And then
the only thing I would
like,
say, Imran, about Conor Benn is it's funny how he's not calling out David Avanesian.
Yeah, because it's dangerous, isn't it?
When he starts calling out David Avanesian, I start saying, fair enough. You know.
Well, I was on WhatsApp to Carl Greaves last night, but I won't go any further.
Okay, name drop and shout. Is that what we're doing now?
I'll save that for Thursday night in Ranald House show.
Yeah. But anyway, but in terms of like, in terms of David Avanesian, I'd like to see him fight David Avanesian. I think that's a good fight.
Yeah. It's a
that's
very
good
dangerous fight for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to listen. I wouldn't want to see Amir. Like everyone knows that I'm a massive Amir Khan. I don't want to see him fight Conor Benn and potentially get beat by a guy that I know. Amir, like you may disagree, but for me, Amir in his prime would have played with Conor Benn.
Of course, he would have done. Of course, he would have done.
As far as I'm concerned. So I don't really want to see him get knocked out or get stopped by a kid that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to see that. I wouldn't mind.
You wouldn't be able to lace Amir Khan's boots.
No.
When Amir Khan was in his prime.
No. Like, think about it. I was having a debate with someone. Like, someone was saying that Khan's scared of Ben. I was like, imagine beating a prime Maidana, but being scared of Conor Benn.
Yeah, true.
Think about it. Imagine beating a prime Maidana.
There is always a possibility that Conor Benn's being inflated by that last result. We don't quite know.
Yeah, exactly.
How good it is. And I just have a word of caution for his managerial team. Before they started calling out any, elite level fighters. I'm not sure Amir Khan's elite anymore, but where does he go? What reward is he going to get by fighting Khan? He's in a no-win situation. He gets knocked out. People laugh because Amir Khan spent. He beats Amir Khan. Everyone goes, well, he's spent anyway.
Yeah, he spent anyway. Yeah, exactly.
So why would you push him down that route?
If he was to fight Khan, just imagine he was to fight Khan and lose. What would that do for his career? What would happen?
Damage.
Yeah. I mean, it would be his first defeat, so they could still build him back. But it's a humiliation that would have a massive impact on him.
I think he should fight Avanesian, because I think if he loses to Avanesian, you can say, the guy was a world class.
He won't.
Right? Yeah, I don't think so either. I think they're going to look to fight like a Devin Alexander or someone like that. Again, who would have beat him in his prime, right? Let's be real. Alexander would have beat Conor Benn in his prime. But again, he's way, way past it. Or someone like, I don't even think they'll fight someone like Lopez, Josecito Lopez. That's a dangerous fight.
Yeah, he is. He's about 38 though now, isn't he?
No, but did you see him against Thurman?
Yeah.
He almost knocked Thurman out. That was a great fight.
Yeah, but that would be a good fight for him. These are the fights that you need. He's talking about people like Sean Porter, but Sean Porter's still dangerous.
Yeah, but that's all not like he's not fighting Sean Porter, Ray. Let's be real. He's not going to fight. He's not fighting Sean Porter.
What I said was they're talking about wanting to fight him.
Oh yeah, but
do you think they mean that? Do you think they mean that? They're talking about him as if he's if he's got nothing left. And that would be a good yardstick for him, but he's still a very, very dangerous fighter. For Conor Benn.
Do you think he would beat? Ask both of you. Do you think he beats Jaron Ennis or Virgil Ortiz?
No.
That was quick.
And that's what I'm talking about. What do you do with Conor Benn next? Where do you matchmake him? It's a difficult gig because obviously Eddie Hearn likes a pound note. So he's going to want to keep that gravy train going for a bit. But fans don't wear that anymore, do they? They want him in now, in a competitive fight.
Well, the problem that Eddie Hearn's got as well, Carl, to answer your question, is he's building Ben up to be his next pay-per-view star. So he's going to have to put him in under that pressure with somebody who's going to be a top opponent.
Right, who'd you go for then?
It's going to have to see. My argument is, I've said it before. It would have to be in a one of those Americans, like Lopez, somebody of that ilk, because you can't risk him against somebody like a Sean Porter. You definitely can't put him in with David Avinesian.
No.
You can't put him in with any of the matchroom boys at 147, like Marco and and bring Josh Kelly back for him at 147. You can't put him in with any of those.
What about Mickinson?
No. I think Mickinson got a good win against Chris Congo, but I think that's pretty much where he's at. I don't think that's going to be a good enough name for somebody who's been earmarked to be the next peer review.
Would he beat him though? That's the thing. Would he beat Mickinson?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's a good fight. I think that guy's.
I think Mickinson's tricky. I think Mickinson's tricky. He's got a tricky style, but I think Conor Benn can figure him out, and I think he gets through that on his physical strength alone. Conor Benn, his physical strength and power alone.
He's a good pressure fighter, isn't he, Ben?
Yeah.
See, I'm not fully convinced about Conor Benn. Yeah, I've said to you before, Ray, haven't I, on a Thursday night. I'm concerned that as good as that last performance was, don't run before you can walk. That'll be my worry. He's still quite inexperienced, and they're gonna, if they throw him in with someone who's got a lot of ring IQ, I worry for the lad. Is it a bit of a crossroads in terms of where he goes next?
It's down to good matchmaking. I mean, who would you put him in with, Carl?
I've asked myself this a few times. I generally, Ray, don't know. Because if I was managing his career, you're looking at longevity, aren't you? But let's not mess around. That O means quite a lot on the way up, doesn't it? You can afford to lose it once you're at elite level. But if he was to take a defeat now to, I don't know, he's only a young lad, he can come again, but don't get me wrong, you lose that edge, don't you, in terms of marketability. At the minute, you're comparing him to his dad every 5 minutes, which is unfair as well. I would take it. I would get him in a European away day. I would take him on a European card and get him some experience against some different style of fighters. That's what I would do. Maybe get him a Russian somewhere who can prep him for Evanesian.
Or how about that guy from Spain that's been a thorn for everybody?
Laranja.
Sorry?
Laranja.
Yeah. The one that beat Frankie Gavin, and he just beat one of our welterweights. How about somebody like him? Yeah.
Someone who's going to give him a different style to, because it's still only a baby in the ring, isn't it?
Oh, of course. Well, he is really.
So, you need to expose him to all different types of fighters, because Evanesian's got a very Eastern European style about him, hasn't it?
But Evanesian does things in the ring that Conor Benn's never seen before. But
that's my point.
Let's give Conor Benn some little bit of credit. He's obviously a good learner because he's developing. Yeah. And this lockdown, I tell you what, he's one of my top 3 most improved fighters, because he can tell he's just stuck in the gym, drilled his left hand on that heavy bag, and just learn how to jab.
So how far does he go then, Ray?
It depends how they match him. I don't think naturally looking at him, he's world level, because he hasn't got the skills, he hasn't got the footwork. He naturally doesn't want to jab, and he doesn't hit hard enough for his natural style. He hasn't got his dad's punching ability. So with those 3 key factors alone, you can't really say you can look at some lads and say he's naturally a world champion. He hasn't got those 3 key attributes. So he's going to have to be. He's going to have to manage really well. I think he will end up getting a world title shot because of how he's managed, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to win one.
No,
it's too stacked. The division's too stacked. It's too good.
Quality,
There's too many young talents coming up, NA Ortiz, that, in my opinion, going to probably rule for a long time. And then there's right now the current crop, unless they move up like Crawford, which I think Crawford will stay at 147. It's not that big, is he, Crawford, to move up to 154? Unless there's a weak champion after Jamel moves up.
Or there's loads of money.
I can't see Crawford moving up. So that's one guy that's going to be champion for a very long time. Then Spence is going to move up. Thurman and Porter and those guys look like they might stay around. I don't think they're physically. I don't think they're good enough to move up to 154 unless, like I said, some of the 154s move up to 160. And to be honest, if they were going to move up weight, they would have moved up a long time ago. They've been at that weight for. I think their body frame is perfect for 147.
Imran, just a couple of comments on the side.
Yeah.
Untraceable Don says that the padded careers. I'd like to know whether he means Conor Benn on that one or who he's talking about. And Trevor Pass, harsh. Silver spoon, just like Atton's son. Plenty of other better fighters don't get a chance. There's a fair point in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Untraceable Don, who do you mean? Who's got the padded careers, fella?
Who's that?
Someone on the side, Untraceable Don.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he just put padded careers. I'd like to know who he means.
What do you make of this comment? Subhan Baig says, Imran, can't lie, bro. How are you favoring Canelo over all the light heavyweights? He would get destroyed by the monster Beterbiev. So hang on a minute. I didn't say that I favor him against all the light heavyweights. I said
he did.
I said no, I favor him against all the light heavyweights apart from Beterbiev. Apart from Beterbiev, who I think is a 50-50, I think he could lose to Beterbiev. That's what I said. I think he beats Bivol. I'll be honest. He beats every light heavyweight apart from Beterbiev, which I wouldn't be sure about. That's what I said. I'm not sure about Beterbiev. That's why I'd like to see.
I think Beterbiev comfortably beats Canelo. That's why Canelo's not. You wouldn't hear Beterbiev's name coming out of.
But they're talking about it. Canelo's trainer has just said we're moving up to fight Beterbiev. After we unify, we want Beterbiev. Eddie Reynoso said it just recently. Just
that's just like me when I said about that comment with Conor Benn's team wanting Porter and saying that, and then you said, "Do you think that happens?" Are you telling me you think Canelo actually steps in the ring with Beterbiev?
We can't compare Conor Benn to Canelo's proven. He's proven fighting the best. Come on, he's fighting. Yeah. Here's the thing, right? Canelo's fighting if Canelo beats Billy Joe Saunders, right, on the weekend, people are going to say, well, Americans are going to say, well, Billy was a bum. If he beats Andre, we're going to say, well, Andre had trouble with Liam. He's never going to get the credit. The only way
Canelo gets a credit from me. He gets a credit from me, regardless of whether he fights Beterbiev or not. I just don't see him fight
Golovkin in his prime.
Light heavyweight, he picks them when they're on the decline.
Yeah, I was just about
light heavyweight. He only had one fight at light heavyweight.
But Imran, when he fought Rocky Fielding, I mean, there was other superweight champs he could have fought.
No, but look at what he's doing now. Then he's fought Billy Joe. Is that not a credible fight?
Yes, it's super middle. Yes.
Yeah, right? Yeah, because he's a world champion.
If he beats him, you'll give him credit, but there'll be many fans that say, "Oh, well, Billy Joe was a bum anyway. Who did he fight?" Do you agree? There'll be people that say that. So he's in a no-win situation.
Billy Joe ain't no bum, is that?
He's a two-weight world champion, though, so I struggle with that one.
This is what I'm saying, but this is what people say. Like he beat what's his name, Callum Smith. Oh, Callum Smith was a bum.
Nah.
But this is what I mean.
That's casual fans, though. That's casual fans.
A lot of hardcore fans that don't know.
Let's put it to test. Does anyone in the side comment box think that Billy Joe or Callum Smith are bums? Put yes or no. If anyone says yes, man, you better get them on camera.
Yeah. But just on that point, though, I do think Beterbiev beats Canelo comfortably at 75.
He won't ever get in with him.
Well, for that reason, Carl, he won't get in the ring with Beterbiev because he knows what's coming.
So we have
that lad who's made that comment is right. That lad that made that comment's right. Beterbiev is a monster. He is.
No, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If he beats Beterbiev, just say Canelo beats Beterbiev, right? They'll say he was 37 or 38. They'll say, look how old he was.
No.
There'll always be an excuse. There'll always be an excuse with Canelo.
Imran, if Canelo beats Beterbiev and will personally lead the chance the group to rename Cinco de Mayo Canelo Day, I'll have it renamed. I'll tell you what, because it'll go down in history.
If Canelo beats Beterbiev, is his legacy greater than Floyd Mayweather?
No.
No?
No. Right, it's not a difficult one. No.
I don't know, because that would be some feat.
Wow,
That
see,
would be some feat.
No.
It'd be
Look,
cool.
it
It
says
might
here,
not surpass
MMA
it, but
boxing.
it would be close. It'd be up there with any of Mayweather's best wins. Because Mayweather's never been an underdog to beat a heavy favorite, has he? That's what you got to think of. In terms of achievements, no. But in terms of wins, you name me a better win that Mayweather's had?
Just while I think about that, there's a great comment in the side.
Yeah.
Benavidez, we've not even mentioned him. Now, I think he's a fighter.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. He's a good
He's
fighter.
a good fighter. Good point.
Yeah.
But again, do you think he beats Canelo?
I think he takes him deep. I'm not sure about
Canelo beat him, and I think yeah. Do you boys like Ramirez as well?
Yeah, he's a good fighter, Gilberto Ramirez. Yeah. He's a light heavy though, ain't he?
Yeah.
He's a light heavy.
Still,
That's a good fight. See, a lot of these guys, they've not got the profiles, they've not got the names. Like Gilberto Ramirez deserves a bigger name. I'm sure he's with Bob Arum in Top Rank, right? A lot of those fighters, a lot of their top ranked fighters, nobody's really
knows who they are. That's been Crawford's argument for the past 2 years, you know. But you could say that about the Americans. I always thought Deontay Wilder should have had a bigger name than what he should have had.
He's big now, though, ain't he, Wilder? That's
because of Tyson Fury. You know, when he was WBC champion in run and he was knocking everybody out, he should have been a name on every American's lips. You shouldn't walk in America and
different
speak
down
to
there,
Americans and say who's Deontay Wilder, and they go, I don't know.
Who's big in America? Which fighter's big in America? Who's a Mike Tyson? Who's a Mike Tyson in America now?
I'm on about Americans here. I'm not on about like people who they've tried to nick, like you know.
Go on, mate.
No, that's what I mean. Which American's big? Which American's big?
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to be real.
Who have they tried to nick, Ray? Finish your point.
They've tried to nick a lot of fighters. You know, they're trying to say people like Lopez. That's a current one now.
Is he not born? Is he not born in America?
Well, he's born in Brooklyn, but then he fought for Honduras, didn't he? In the Olympics.
Yeah, but that's a bit like Lennox, then, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's slightly different because Lennox was actually probably British and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So he was born.
No, but if you're saying he's born in Brooklyn, then he's American as well. But Lennox was born in UK, but he fought for Canada in the Olympics.
But the Lennox one's slightly different because he comes out and says, "Oh, he's."
Yeah, but British. a lot of British fans don't consider Lennox. They say he's not British; he's Canadian, right?
Outrageous. That's outrageous.
I don't agree with those British fans. But anyway, you get my point. You get my point about. You get my point about the Americans. I don't think
I don't know if he's in the live stream right now, even though I don't agree with it because he's obviously born in London.
He's born in West Ham, for God's sake.
Yeah, but
there's
many. I've seen many comments in Facebook on even in my stream. There's a guy Fight Game. I don't know if he's in there right now.
Well, I hope he is. Anyone who wants to come on this live and tell me that Lennox Lewis is not English or British, let's do it. There you go. Open offer. You don't mind him, man, do you?
Yeah. Billy Joe. So it says here, Billy Joe is scared. Billy Joe is scared.
Nah.
Let's go through some of these comments. Okay. Let's see. Trevor. Okay. Trevor Pass says a body shot will end this fight in the 6th round. Canelo will land it.
Trevor knows his stuff, you know. I've been looking at Trevor's comments.
Yeah.
Top draw, Trevor is.
I like Trevor. I said it would end in a body shot, and
But Carl, you don't think it's going to end in 6, is it?
Say again.
Not the 6, but I think a body shot will do it.
Say again.
I think a body shot will do it.
You don't think
I agree with Trev.
No,
not in the 6, but I do think a body shot will be Canelo's key. I think he'll target the body because he's got to stop Billy Joe Saunders moving.
You know,
he's got to stop Billy Joe Saunders moving. And how do you do that, man? You know yourself. It's a body shot.
Yeah. You know what Canelo's going to do? Canelo's going to look to slow him down. Hurt him. He's going to look to slow him down. Put water in the basement. Right? Make him a static target. You know?
And how do you do that? Body shots?
Yeah, yeah, like, that's what I mean. He'll
tell you
invest in
what,
that body.
It might be the 6th round when you've got a phone box to fight in.
Yeah. But if it's 22 feet, I think they won 22-4. I think Canelo should. What do you make of that, Ray? I don't know whether you gave your opinion about that. What do you make of that?
I didn't, because I had loads of technical issues. But
Yeah.
for me, Billy Joe Saunders, the way he's talking and he's built himself up, he 18 foot, 20 foot, 22 foot shouldn't really matter. It's clear that he's trying to give his game plan. He wants to be on the back foot, so he wants a bigger ring as possible. But even where, like I was saying before, it could be a 30-foot ring. It wouldn't matter. I don't think Canelo will give Billy Joe Saunders that amount of space for him to do his work. So nobody cuts up. There's only one person in those weight categories that cuts off the ring as equally as well as Canelo, and that's Golovkin.
Yeah.
He equally doesn't give you any space. These guys, Golovkin does it better. These guys win fights by a matter of inches. The footwork. These are the things that you're watching on TV you don't see as well. But when you're watching live, it's there for you. They anticipate where you're going to go by the footwork, and they put that pressure on you. So when you move your feet, you think, oh, no, he's there. I've got to move again. And this is what tires you out as a fighter.
Personally, I think it's going to be around 8, 9. I think he's going to be a lot more durable.
Man, you've been listening to my predictions, haven't you, from Thursday? You've been playing my video back. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. You've been listening to my video again, haven't you?
I've been saying this.
Have your own thoughts, Imran. Have your own thoughts. Come on.
I've been saying this for. I remember me and Ray was
saying this
about
since Thursday. That's when you've been saying this since.
I've been saying it for time that Canelo, that there's a lot of people that think it's going to go the distance. I don't think it's going to go the distance. Most people think that Canelo is not going to stop. I was arguing with one guy. He was saying Canelo don't stop any top fighters. He only stops washed up guys or smaller guys. He don't stop any legitimate fighters. I say, okay, we'll see on Saturday. We'll see on Saturday morning if he stops legitimate fighters or not.
Yeah. He stops Billy Joe Saunders, and it doesn't matter on the size of the ring, because Canelo is not going to give you any sort of room to move off and do your footwork.
Carl, let me put this to you. I had one guy on Facebook say to me, I guarantee you, because I was saying Canelo, obviously, I'm picking Canelo. He said, I guarantee you Canelo will struggle to land a punch on Billy Joe Saunders. He won't get near him. He goes, Billy, it's something. He goes, his boxing IQ is like Mensa. I don't know what he meant by that. He goes, Canelo's boxing IQ doesn't come close to Billy Joe's boxing IQ.
What I would say, though, they're not taking confidence from the David Lemieux fight, because comparing David Lemieux to Canelo is like comparing my predictions to your Imran. So I would say
comparing David Lemieux to Canelo is like comparing a lion to a puppy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I like the first analogy better, but we'll go with you on as well. So what I'll say is, I think early doors will be like a chess match early doors, won't it? There'll be a lot of movement from Billy Joe, but once them body shots start to land on Billy, I'm not sure he'd have felt power like that before. And to use your saying, about the water and all that, hit the body, don't move. Keep it in the body, and it'll slow Billy down. And then I think round 10, I agree with Adam. Round 10, Canelo will stop him.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be a brutal knockout? Do you think it would just be like a stop on feet?
No, I think it'd just be the accumulation of punishment.
Yeah, I think the ref will jump him.
Right, okay.
It's not really a concussive puncher, Canelo, is it? Or not what we're seeing.
He's explosive. He's explosive.
Yeah, he's got a good bit of power. Let's not minimize that, But I think it'll be the accumulation. I think Billy Joe's he's a hard lad. I think he can take a lot of shots.
Has his chin really been tested against someone like that, though? Like against Canelo? I haven't really seen.
He's never had his chin there to be. He's never been there to be hit.
But that's what I mean. If Canelo nails him with a right hand or even a hard, vicious body shot, this is why it's intriguing, because I don't really know. We can't really judge on what we've seen so far, because we haven't really seen him. I've seen him wobbled against a Sufi, but we can't really go off that. We could have been off balance. Or what I mean is, I think Canelo, if he hits him flush, is Billy Joe going to be able to, like, for example, if Canelo was to hit someone like Carl Froch, Carl Froch is going to suck it up, right? But if Canelo hits Billy Joe, is Billy Joe going to be able to take it? By the way, Carl Froch is giving Billy Joe no chance, by the way.
Carl Froch would have beat Canelo. Carl Froch would have beat Canelo just for the record.
No, he wouldn't.
I disagree.
No, he wouldn't.
He would.
No, he wouldn't.
Far too big.
No.
I don't think.
It even done what he did against Butte. There we go. I'll put it out there. It had jumped all over.
No, I mean, Butte was a bit of a sitting duck. I think
it
Canelo
jumped all over him and broke him up.
No.
I'm not biased.
I don't see it. Do you think Carl Froch, like, if Carl Froch fought Kovalev in his prime, do you think Carl Froch would have beat him?
Ooh, it would have been a good scrap, wouldn't it?
I think probably he would have done. What you mean, Kovalev's prime or Froch's prime?
No, in both of their prime, you put on prime for prime.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I would say I would go for Froch in that fight.
I'll tell you why, because he would have come on to Froch, wouldn't he? That would have been a total.
What you got to remember is Kessler had a very similar style to Kovalev. Yeah, great jab, great backhand. So
beat him in the rematch.
Yeah, but that was Tesla way past his prime and inactive for 1.5 years.
Let me put another argument your way then. The Ash Cloud had come down when he went out to Denmark, so his preparations were all disrupted. There you go. That's 1-1 then if you're going to throw that one at me for the rematch.
No, but it's true. Kessler was 37 and he was inactive at the time. Kessler never fought again after that.
Good Froch did a number on him.
Went 12 rounds in a tough fight. I wouldn't say
that was a quality fight though. I mean, that was
that's what I'm saying, because he beat Kessler, who had a very similar style to what Kovalev has. At the time, when Kessler was at his sort of pomp, no one had a better 1-2 than Kessler.
Yeah, Kessler was a good. He was a good.
Kessler's 1-2 at that time was.
But we all saw what Andre Ward did to both of them, right? Took them to school. Let's be honest.
Yeah. He did. Yeah, no one's going to dispute that.
Yeah, and Richard Brown reckons Calzaghe beats them all.
Calzaghe beats. I would say.
Yeah, I agree with Richard Brown. I agree with him.
He didn't beat Hopkins, O'Brien. He got gifted that decision, just to put it out there.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, he got beat that night. No, he got beat.
That was close.
He got beat. Anyway, moving on. He got beat.
Calzaghe beats Kovalev, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Do you think Calzaghe beats Canelo? That's this is what I mean. The fact that we have to think about it.
That's a hard one.
But you know what?
He definitely beats. Go on, sorry.
You know, the fact that we have to think about if Calzaghe beats Canelo, bearing in mind Canelo's like come from 154, that just shows how great Canelo really is, right? The fact that we're having to think about it.
I mean, Imran, what I would say about Calzaghe is he slaps. So what makes him think that Canelo wouldn't get to him eventually?
Do you think Canelo beats him, Calzaghe?
I'm not saying he beats him, but I'm saying he gets to him. Calzaghe slapped a lot, didn't he?
Yeah, no. But if you had to pick, who would you pick?
I think Calzaghe outpoints him.
Like split
decision. What happened? That's exactly what would happen.
Yeah, that would be a great fight. That would be 50-50. I look at that as like 50-50. Do you think Calzaghe would have beaten a younger Hopkins or a Roy Jones?
MMA boxing, that's a ridiculous comment. Calzaghe played with Roy Jones Jr.
When he fought him, he was way past it, wasn't he?
If he would have caught Roy Jones.
Yeah, Roy Jones would have beat Calzaghe in his prime.
Yeah, Roy Jones was special in his prime, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah. But I think this is a good one by Adam. He's saying that Canelo is pound for pound number one. Obviously, when he beats Billy Joe Saunders, you've got to cement that, I would say.
Look at this comment here.
I disagree. I strongly disagree.
Maybe 10 years ago.
Not now.
Yeah. I don't think Kell Brook would struggle to make it past like a couple of rounds in that fight. I think Eubank.
There's not much love in your chat for Mr. Froch. Outrageous.
Yeah, people. A lot of people. You know, Froch. Did you see his interview yesterday?
I've not yet. No.
Did you see how he? You know, him and Amir Khan don't get on, right?
Yeah, they hate each other. Yeah.
Basically, in that video. Because I think Amir Khan recently in a BT interview, they were asking him about Calzaghe and Froch. And Amir said, I don't rate Froch. You know, he was overrated and he was a hype job. He got to give his career. Obviously, he was just having a dig at Froch. Then yesterday, Froch in an interview said about Billy. And he goes, Billy's got no chance against Canelo. But he goes, I don't think he'll get knocked out like Amir was. Like, you know, Amir Khan, like on the floor like that. You know, like he was literally trying to take the mick. Like, you could clearly see he was trying to have a go. I've always found that a bit strange. With like, I don't know why Froch dislikes him. To be honest,
it goes back to the days when Carl Froch made a comment on Amir Khan's chin, and obviously we all know Carl Froch had a wonderful chin.
And you know, no, it wasn't even that. It was the fact that when Amir lost to Bradis Prescott back in the day, Carl Froch said he won't have a career. He said he'll never become world champion.
That's what I'm saying.
He'll never do anything.
Because he basically said because he never had a chin. Loads of people said it when he got knocked out. They said you can't put muscles on his chin. You won't go anywhere.
But the thing is, I remember an interview that Carl Froch did with Be Real TV. I remember the guy was on YouTube, and I remember him interviewing Carl Froch, and he was actually an Amir Khan fan, and he interviewed him, and Amir at that time had become a unified champion and obviously beaten a lot of fighters by that point. And he said, you know, you got guys like Audley Harrison that come from the Olympics, and then he mentioned Amir that look at what they've failed. They've not had a pro career. And the interview was like, are you telling me that Amir Khan's not had a pro career? Like, are you being real? Because he was basically saying just because you win an Olympic medal don't mean you're going to have a successful pro career. And I was like, that comment, that surely Froch can't be serious by saying that a guy that unified the division didn't have a boxing career, like, or a pro career. So I don't know. There's been some serious beef, like some serious hatred. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know what it must be something deep rooted that we'd obviously you know, I don't know. But yeah, Amir and him don't get on, man. They definitely don't get on. It's definitely not so. It's definitely not a great relationship. And even
apparently it's all over Twitter that they can Canelo Billy Joe Saunders fights off, but until Eddie Hearn comes out and says it,
I don't.
So let's just say it is off then, guys. Where did they both go next?
Well, Canelo's can go to get the IBF belt off Caleb Plant, can't he? So I don't think Canelo's too fussed.
What about Billy Joe? Difficult.
Well, it's a big one, and you know, when I was offline, Imran said a good point about, you know, the majority of the fans turning against him. I don't think the fans are going to buy this. If it comes down to the ring size that the fight's off, I don't think they'll buy this one. I think Billy Joe's got a hard route back.
Especially after the Andrade, especially after the Andrade situation.
Not just that, his opponents, because he's lucky to get this position anyway. This is another thing I'm saying about Billy Joe. He's not for anyone to say he's knocking on the door for a Canelo fight. He's lucky he's got this opportunity. Yes, he's a two-weight world champion, but two-weight world champion against who?
Yeah, against Andy Lee and Shifa Asufi. That's who we. No, but it's real. That's who we won his belt.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying he's not. For me, where does he go next? So I've answered it for Canelo. For Billy Joe Saunders, he needs to start chasing people like Charlo.
To be honest, why would you want to fight Charlo in a fight where that's a fight where you could lose for probably a quarter of the money?
Well, that's what he needs to do. He needs to fight the names. He said at the end of the Martin Murray fight for his interview, he wants the big names. So if he's not getting that, we know Golovkin's tied up. So he needs to chase the big names at middleweight. He can still make middleweight.
Jose Sanchez said he made a good point here. He said that as long as Billy Joe has a belt, he'll have some control. But does he though? He's even had a belt for quite a while. He's not managed to get any big fights. So does he? Would that make a difference if he has a belt? Will people care?
I think he's had his eyes on Canelo for so long that he's been pushing fights to the side to make sure he's ready for this fight. So if this fight is no longer happening like it's being reported, I'm honestly stuck where he goes next. He's going to have a mandatory inter, I'd imagine, but I think elite, and also there's a big question mark over Matchroom. Is he going to stay with Matchroom after all the shenanigans?
Well, no, because I think he's that aggrieved by Eddie Hearn. He sees it. You think he stays with him?
No,
I don't.
Do you really think Eddie Hearn wants that hassle though? After that, like, do you really think he'd want to work with Billy Joe, especially if he fights Canelo and loses? He's not going to want to know. The only way he's going to want to know is if Billy Joe wins. If he loses, and do you really think Eddie Hearn's going to want that stress?
It's quite interesting that Frank Warren's gone public tonight and saying, Billy, I just want you to beat him. So it's quite interesting that Frank Warren's chosen his time to go public.
Yeah. Plus Tyson.
I'll let you join the dots up.
You know, Tyson is Billy and him are like close, right?
Yeah.
And he's with Frank Warren. So obviously, I know he's with ESPN and Top Rank and stuff, but he's also with Frank Warren here in the UK. So I think, to be honest with you, I think he only went with Hearn because the opportunities were there. I think Eddie could deliver him the opportunities that maybe Frank Warren couldn't. So I think it was the right move, and I still think it would be the right move for him to stay with Hearn. But the problem is, I think he thinks, right, that Eddie Hearn's favoring Canelo. But if put yourself in Eddie Hearn's shoes, right? You're a businessman, right? You've got the biggest star in world boxing, and then you got Billy Joe Saunders. Like, it's hard for you. Eddie's thinking about legacy. He's thinking about his career as a promoter. And unfortunately, having Canelo under your banner over Billy Joe is going to do a lot more for his legacy, so to speak. So as a promoter, because Canelo's going to be involved in bigger fights, bigger nights. He's going to do more iconic things, right? Unless Billy Joe beats him. Unless Billy can beat him, right? He's delivered you the opportunity. He's delivered you the opportunity. At the end of the day, if I deliver you an opportunity, it's you're going inside that ring. Billy Joe could knock Canelo out. It's in his own hands. It's not in anyone else's hands. We're here giving our opinions, but at the end of the day, Billy Joe's going inside that boxing ring, right? And he can knock Canelo out. I know we don't think so, but he can, right? He can go inside that boxing ring and knock Canelo out. It's in his own hands, right? Hearn's delivered him that opportunity, don't you think?
Yep.
Want to make any points on that, guys?
Well, I tend to agree with what he's saying. Hearn don't get in the ring and fight for you, does he? You know, he just opens the doors. So, to be fair, Billy Joe's talked about this fight for a lot of years. Well, now it's time to put up and shut up.
Well, that's why he's just got to get on with it and not be too bothered about the ring size.
So, boys, what would you do, right? If Eddie Hearn now says that, you know, it comes to a point where, you know what, Canelo's not budging. It's 24 or nothing, right? What do you do?
Take it. Take the fight. Take the fight. Take the fight. You've got to believe in yourself. You've been wanting this fight for years. You've been going on about fighting Canelo and Golovkin. Here's your big opportunity. It's in America. You're headlining a bill. 70,000 fans. Go out there and do your community proud.
It's as damaging for Canelo as it is for Billy Joe if this fight doesn't take place. It really is. Because as much as you're saying Billy Joe or we're saying Billy Joe should be jumping in, you could argue the same for Canelo. Look, Canelo, you know, you talk about being the pound for pound king and legacy. Jump in then. It's only 2 foot. Jump in.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that as well. I do agree with that. It is only 2 foot. And I don't think any of us think that would make much of a difference, really.
No.
Not for somebody as so skilled as what
Billy Joe is. You be changing
is.
your prediction, boys, if it's another 2 foot bigger?
No. That's what I was saying. They could fight in a ring the size of the Atlantic Ocean. It ain't going to make no difference. He's going to catch up with him. He's not going to give him that.
It's almost a battle of wills now, isn't it? It's this 2 foot. You know, it's almost we're not budging, and we're not budging. So it's almost a battle of wills now. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I hope it happens though, because I'm really looking forward to this fight. It would be a kick, especially with all the Fury Joshua crap that's going on, right? It would be a kick in the stomach if this fight falls through, right? As a hardcore boxing fan, it'd be
I would agree. I would agree with that because it's like it's another big fight that's just slipped through our fingers, and the only people suffering apart from the two fighters are the fans.
Yeah, and over a ring size, come on.
Yeah, but just I could see a few comments. Neither of these fighters are scared.
No.
Neither of these fighters are scared. You know, and I've just seen another one by is it Subhan Big said something like he doesn't think Canelo's that good. He's lost 2 or 3 fights in his opinion. So I want to see which 2 or 3 fights they were. I know a lot of people saying that he lost to Lara
and Golovkin.
And Golovkin, but not too sure.
I thought he lost the first Golovkin fight, but he won the second one for me.
Yeah.
And I thought he beat Lara as well. So
you thought he lost to Lara?
No, I thought he beat Lara.
Yeah, I thought he beat Lara. Yeah.
So I thought he lost the first Golovkin fight, and I thought he won the second Golovkin fight, and I thought he beat Lara.
The funny thing with the second one is he stayed in the pocket.
Exactly.
And everyone thought he stayed in the pocket. He beat Golovkin at his own game, so I give him tremendous props for that second fight.
He had balls that fight, didn't he?
Hardly
huge cojones.
It's hardly a shame though, Carl, losing to Golovkin, though, is it?
No.
But
to outdo Golovkin in the pocket is some going.
Yeah. Not many people can say that outfought Golovkin at his own game. You know.
He's always waving him in, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He was doing that, you know. Yeah.
I think Golovkin was shocked almost that someone's actually
of course he was.
Backing him up,
of course he was.
He wasn't expecting he wasn't expecting Canelo to come at him because he was talking about all that Mexican style before the fight. Let's have it. And then Canelo, to be honest, Canelo was good to his word. His trainer, Abel Sanchez, was saying, oh, make sure you don't run. Make sure you don't run. Right? Well, he didn't run in the second fight. He didn't.
No.
So Trevor Pass says, look what happening in when Douglas Tyson fought in a bigger ring.
Nah, I don't agree. Tyson had loads of. We all know what Tyson was going through in that fight in Japan. I think it was those issues. I think if Tyson never had those issues, nobody would know who Buster Douglas is now. Obviously, a real hardcore, but he would just be another one of Tyson's victims.
I've never seen no one take so long to pick a gum shield up, and I'll leave that one there.
What you mean? The
Douglas, yeah. Come on. It took him a while to get a gum shield in the glove, didn't it, and get it back in his gob. Allegedly.
Okay, so
Michael Hunter says he can beat Tyson Fury when he. Michael Hunter's going to get nowhere near Tyson Fury. he'll never fight, to be honest.
Michael Hunter says he can beat Tyson Fury when he drew with the old man Povetkin. No, but they were sparring. They were sparring. They had a picture up. They were sparring, I think.
Yeah.
No, he's too small. He's a good player, Hunter. He's too small. He's not a big enough heavyweight to compete with like Joshua or what's his name, Fury. Too big. They're too big, to be honest with you. Boys, how do you think Wilder Joshua would go if that fight was to happen?
Joshua, just. But I think I would favor Joshua.
I've
always favored Wilder. For some reason,
I'm leaning towards Wilder.
Yeah,
I think I can catch him.
Yeah, I've always.
It'd be a good fight, but I think Joshua would get it.
I wouldn't put any money on it. I won't be sure, but
it could go either way. I just think that it would be, but I think Joshua's got enough about him. At least he's showing a plan A and a plan B where Wilder hasn't. And Wilder, when you put it on him, we talk about Joshua panicking.
Let me play devil's advocate then, Raymondo. Tyson Fury's the only one to really school Wilder. Joshua's got nowhere near the boxing ability of Tyson Fury.
Well, okay, I know where you're going with that one, but what I would say is I don't think Fury sort of like schooled him as in put on he did in the first fight. In the second fight, he physically bullied him. And I think Joshua could do the second fight as opposed to the first fight. He wouldn't.
Joshua's nowhere near as elusive as Tyson Fury.
I'd
though,
agree.
He's not,
I'd
but
agree.
he's just as physically strong.
I think Joshua. Sorry, Imran. I think Joshua gets caught on the way out.
Yeah, I think
When he's boxing him, yeah, that's why I don't think he would. That's why I said I don't think we'd box him like he did in like Fury did in the first fight. I think he would just use his brute strength.
I think that would be a great fight. That would be a 50-50.
Oh, it would be an absolute classic.
That's a 50-50. That's a great. That's what I mean.
I think he would try and bully him because he can box. Joshua, he's proved that he can box, but I think it's probably too dangerous against somebody like Wilder who could just time that right hand. I mean, once Wilder hits you, anyone, you're going. I don't care who you are.
Richard Brown says, "What's your options, Joyce versus Usyk? Hopefully, it gets made. Do you think Joyce can win?"
I think he can win, but I don't think he will. I think Usyk beats him.
Do you?
Yeah, I know people keep talking about Usyk being too small, or Joyce will walk through him somehow. I don't think so. I think he'll outbox him.
I don't.
I think Joyce is a big problem for Usyk.
Big.
That
Too
jab,
big.
that jab is
jab.
yeah.
And then I think he'll even knock Usyk out.
No, I think it'll be points. I would go for Joyce on points.
I would favor Usyk. I think Usyk is being overlooked. I think until he has that big win at heavyweight, like a Joyce, like somebody like that, I don't think he's going to be accepted. You see where I'm coming from? I think he needs to prove himself against a Joyce or someone of that level. Then we'll be like, all right, okay, he's a problem. I think he will. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's. I want to see him fight one of the top heavyweights. I think he can be.
I think Usyk was a great cruiserweight, but it's a different ball game stepping up to heavyweight.
Let's see. I'm not one to write him off. Like I think we should give him the opportunity because he hasn't been beat yet. He hasn't been beat at heavyweight, or no one's beat him. And to be honest, he did a better job on Chisora than Parker did. And by the way, what did you make of that fight? We didn't talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I tipped Chisora to win.
Yeah,
but for me, Parker won by at least by say 2-3 rounds.
Well, Carl, did he win that though? Did he win that?
Don't
ask silly questions if you don't want silly answers.
No, but do you genuinely think he won that?
Yes.
I think it was close. I think
he took over from round 3. I think he took over. He can't be gassing like Del Boy was gassing. I expect to pick rounds up. Are you having a laugh?
I think
Parker, I mean, Imran, Carl will tell you our pictures all day long, but Parker won by 2-3 rounds on my scorecard.
Who did I pick? Who did I pick? Who did I pick?
That comment by
Derek Rob Chisora.
Yeah, obviously you went for Parker, but that comment by MMA Boxing, Derek Rob Chisora, he wasn't robbed in that fight.
No, it wasn't robbed, but it was a close fight. It was a close fight. 2-3 rounds. Come on.
I just think
Guys,
Parker won that on the back foot. He won it on the back foot.
Guys, what do you think in the comment section? Chisora Parker. Do you think it was how wide do you think it was? Do you think it was close?
How did you score it, Imran?
Hey?
How did you score it?
Honestly, I didn't score the fight, so I didn't score it round for round, and I haven't gone back and watched it. But I had Parker by 1 round. Yeah, that's more like it. Like if you had some had Chisora winning, some had Parker winning. It was close. It was close. I
don't think it was close. I think
Hearn had Parker. Hearn had Chisora winning.
Did he?
Draw. Michael White says draw.
No.
It was close. I thought it was close. I didn't really go back and watch it. Maybe if I go back and watch it and score it, it may be different. But who cares? Both are journeymen at this stage. Boring fight.
Enzo the Savage. S stands for Savage.
Oh. Parker, to be honest, Parker, for me, as I said, he doesn't impress me. And that's not changed.
I would agree with that comment. Chisora showing all the aggression, but effective shots from Parker. But Parker needs more output for the future. Yeah. I think that fairly sums up the fight.
What do you think? Where do you think Chisora goes now?
Retires.
Yeah, well,
there's
nowhere else for him to go.
They ain't gonna retire.
He wants a rematch, but Parker ain't want none of that with him.
No, so for me, he has to retire. He's made the money, Imran. He's made a lot of money for boxing for someone who's not been a world champion. He should just.
I personally think that I personally think that I don't know whether the Parker rematch will happen.
No.
But I think he'll get another big fight. I won't be surprised. What about him against Ruiz?
Why would Ruiz want to jump in with him?
Well, he jumped in with Areola as a tune-up fight, right?
Yeah,
that was a tune-up fight. So he wouldn't want to fight Chisora after that. I think But
who would he want to fight though? Who if he can't get the Wilder fight and the big fights? Who would you?
I think I tell you what. Are you on about Chisora still? Yeah, about Ruiz. Chisora. I think for me, Andy Ruiz probably needs to wait until AJ and Fury have fought, and then when those belts become vacant again, or the mandatories, then because nobody's going to give Andy Ruiz a chance on it.
I'll tell you, Del Boy fights next.
But I don't want to see Chisora in another fight.
I'll tell you, he should fight next. Wardley to get that hype job out of boxing.
Fabio Wardley.
Yeah, put them two in.
Nah, I don't know him to see that.
He's not gonna.
No one to see that. I mean, Fabio Wardley's going to get exposed somewhere down the lane anyway. I've just seen somebody say they like Danny Fisher. I think they mean Johnny Fisher, the heavyweight from Romford. He's another one. These heavyweights that are coming, there's some that are coming through which are decent, like Joyce. But I think somebody like Daniel Dubois would do a massive job on somebody like Wardley or, yeah. Because Dubois is rebuilding, isn't he?
Okay, Enzo Estes. That
Gorman should fight Wardley next. Gorman.
That's a good fight.
Yeah.
Chisora is the Masvidal of boxing, fooling people into a big pay-per-view fight. Both have double-digit losses, yet headline events.
Is he from MMA or something?
Yeah. Masvidal.
Right. I don't watch MMA, so
he's a big. You never heard of Masvidal?
I'm not an MMA fan, mate.
Oh, you're not.
I've watched a bit of him. Yeah.
He got knocked out brutally, didn't he? Against
It's good. To be fair, it's a good comparison. To be fair, very good comparison.
Carl, this is for you. Fabio Wardley is not a fraud. Fabio Wardley is a fraud. Sorry, not a boxer.
Yeah, I would agree. Look at him when he fought Molina. Look how arrogant he was behaving, and he got clipped, and then he thought, "Oh, I better put it on him now."
Yeah. I don't know. We have to wait and see. Let's see him against someone else. Fraud's a bit strong. I wouldn't want to call.
No, I don't think he's good.
I think
we need a nightmare.
Yeah, but lads, I'm gonna have to leave you because it's coming up to 8. So, but thanks very much for having us on, Imran.
Yeah. I'll let Carl can do it. Let the viewers know about your show on Thursday.
Yeah. So Last Bell Boxing, it's on Thursday, 9:00. We've got our YouTube channel, so people on the chat, come on, chat about boxing. Myself and Carl are on. There's a couple of other lads on there as well. So Imran's been on as well. Come on and have a chat Thursday at 9:00 every Thursday.
Thursday 9:00. Also, guys, they give the opportunity anyone that wants to go onto camera, can go onto their live stream and actually, tell them about that, about the fact that the fans can go on and stuff.
Yeah. So as Carl mentioned, the fans can come on. So people in our live chat, they could come on the screen and have a debate like the three of us are having now. So we'll be covering, be previewing the Saunders Billy Joe fight and other fights. So every Thursday at 9:00, give us a shout and come on and get on board.
And we also do spin-off shows as well. So we have people like Carl Greaves on. We've got a couple of big people coming on over the next couple of weeks.
That's right, yeah. It's Last Bell Boxing.
So, like I say, find us on YouTube, guys. Imran often comes on. It's a good platform, Imran. I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah. Very good, very good. They have like like four. There's four like normally four people on at the like,
4 of us. Yeah,
there's Ray, Carl, Andy, right?
yeah, in there, David.
And a guest, right?
We also have
Yeah.
transatlantic guests. We have Mike from Canada. We have Silvio who comes on from Central America. So all I'd say, guys, if you think you know your boxing, you've got an opinion, jump on.
Yeah. All right, and guys, enjoy the rest of the evening. See you later.
Imran,
Yeah,
I'm going to shoot as well, Imran. Thank you, invite. Take care.
Take care, guys. Take care, and I'll see you. I'll speak to you guys soon.
No bother. Cheers.
All right, guys. Let me go speak to you. By the way, MMA boxing. MMA boxing. Well, I don't really know much about MMA. So I don't know much about MMA. You know me, guys. Can you hear me now? Sounds like you're underwater. What about now? What about now, guys? Can you hear me? Guys, you there? Can you hear me now? Yes. All right. Okay, that's great news. All right. Okay, so I've been seeing this fight. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think it's off. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hopefully this fight is. Hopefully this fight is. I really hope it does. I really hope. I'm probably good. You know, hear me again. Probably good. What about now? Really? Really? Now? Really now? Can you hear me now? What about now? What? It's still on the roof? Let's hope. Let's hope that this fight is good. I need to see this. You know what? I'm gonna open this now. Cool. Now. Now. Yeah. I don't know why it's going like that. Why is it like Really? Really, guys? No, you can't hear me. Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it a day then, and we'll see you. I'll see you in the next live stream or in the next video. It's better when you close to the cam. Okay, can you? So it shouldn't be like that though. Yeah. Hopefully, too big to cancel. All right, guys, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. We'll do this tomorrow. Um, I'll do it again tomorrow. You can't hear me. You can't hear me. You can't hear me, guys. Can you not hear me? Because it should. Can you hear me now? I'm not breaking up. I don't know whether to, I don't know whether it's, I don't know whether it's I don't know whether that's messed up. I don't know. It's just working for me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's behind work. It's breaking up. What about now? What about now, guys? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, guys. Guys, what I'll do is, I'll do it again.